Picture this. You're walking down a familiar street when something makes you glance up at exactly the right moment to see a breathtaking sunset painting the sky in impossible colors. Or maybe you're scrolling through your phone when a message arrives with exactly the words you needed to hear. These aren't coincidences. They're whispers from a universe that's been trying to get your attention. The problem is, most of us have been trained to look for blessings only in the obvious places. We expect divine favor to arrive like a Hollywood movie moment. Dramatic music, golden light, and undeniable signs that scream, "This is it." But real blessings? They're far more sophisticated than that. They slip into your life wearing ordinary clothes, speaking in quiet tones, transforming you from the inside out before you even realize what's happening. What if I told you that the universe has been blessing you for months, maybe years, but you've been looking in all the wrong places? What if those difficult seasons, those moments of uncertainty, those times when nothing seemed to go according to plan, what if they were actually the opening acts of your greatest breakthrough? The universe doesn't bless you despite your struggles, it blesses you through them. And once you learn to recognize the real signs, you'll discover that you've been living in a miracle all along. The sacred art of divine disappearing acts. Here's the first plot twist that catches everyone off guard. When the universe decides to bless you, it often starts by clearing the stage. People who were once central to your story begin to drift to the edges. Social invitations slow to a trickle. Conversations that used to flow effortlessly now feel forced and hollow. Your first instinct might be panic. What's wrong with me? Why is everyone pulling away? But what if nothing's wrong with you and everything's going exactly according to plan? Think of a master sculptor approaching a block of marble. Before they can reveal the masterpiece hidden within, they must chip away everything that doesn't belong. The universe operates with the same artistic precision. It doesn't isolate you to punish you. It creates sacred space around you so transformation can happen without interference. This divine isolation serves a purpose that becomes clear only in retrospect. In the noise and chaos of constant social interaction, your authentic voice gets drowned out by the expectations, opinions, and energy of others. You adapt, accommodate, and adjust until you're not even sure which thoughts are truly yours anymore. But in solitude, real, profound, sometimes uncomfortable solitude, something magical happens. The external voices fade and your internal compass begins to recalibrate. For perhaps the first time in years, you hear your own soul speaking, not the voice that's been shaped by society's demands or your family's expectations, but the original, untouched voice of who you were meant to be. This process can feel like death, and in a way, it is. Old versions of yourself are dying. The people pleaser, the performer, the one who said yes when they meant no. As these false selves fall away, you might feel empty, directionless, even lost. But nature abhors a vacuum, and the universe never creates space without intending to fill it with something magnificent. The loneliness you're experiencing isn't abandonment, it's preparation. You're being extracted from the ordinary so you can step into the extraordinary. Every prophet, every visionary, every person who ever changed the world went through this same sacred separation. They had to be alone with their becoming before they could serve their purpose. So if you find yourself in a season where your phone isn't ringing and your calendar is empty, don't despair. You're not being left behind. You're being prepared for elevation that requires the kind of inner strength that can only be forged in solitude. The masterpiece of divine timing. Just when you think the isolation phase has prepared you for your breakthrough, the universe introduces you to its most sophisticated blessing. The art of perfect timing. This is where things get really interesting and really frustrating. You've done the inner work. You've grown through the solitude. You feel ready, willing, and eager for your next chapter to begin. And then, nothing. Goals stall. Dreams seem to move further away rather than closer. The job opportunity falls through. The relationship doesn't materialize. The creative project hits a wall. Welcome to what I call divine delay, the universe's way of fine-tuning the symphony of your life before the music begins. Here's what most people don't understand about divine timing. It's not cruel, and it's not random. Every delay is a choreographed movement in a dance so complex that you can only see your part, never the whole performance. While you're focused on what seems late, the universe is orchestrating a convergence of circumstances, people, and opportunities that must align before your blessing can manifest sustainably. Think of it this way. Imagine you're the lead actor in a play, but you're so focused on your entrance that you can't see that the stage hands are still moving scenery, the supporting actors are still getting into costume, and the lighting crew is still adjusting the spots. You're ready for your moment, but your moment isn't ready for you. Yet. During these waiting seasons, something profound happens beneath the surface. Your character deepens, your patience strengthens, your trust expands. The person who first asked for the blessing and the person who eventually receives it are not the same. The delay isn't just about external circumstances aligning, it's about you becoming someone who can handle what's coming. There's an ancient proverb that says, "Though it tarries, wait for it. It will surely come." This paradox captures something essential about how divine blessings work. From your perspective, the delay feels endless. From the universe's perspective, everything is unfolding in perfect sequence. The farmer doesn't doubt the seed simply because the sprout isn't visible yet. They trust the process happening underground, the roots establishing, the nutrients gathering, the foundation strengthening. Your dreams are doing the same thing. They're not gone. They're germinating. And when the timing finally aligns, when the door opens, when the call comes, when the opportunity presents itself, you'll feel it in your bones. There will be no forcing, no desperate scrambling, no anxious grasping. The moment will feel inevitable, not accidental. Everything you endured during the delay will suddenly make perfect sense. The liberation of letting go. Here's where the universe gets really clever. Just when you think you've mastered patience and timing, it presents you with an invitation to surrender. This isn't about giving up on your dreams, it's about releasing your death grip on how you think those dreams should unfold. The process begins subtly. Things you once thought were essential start feeling burdensome. Relationships that once energized you now drain you. Goals that once excited you now feel empty. At first, this might alarm you. What's happening to me? Why don't I want the things I used to want? What's happening is evolution. You're not losing your dreams. You're outgrowing the limited versions of them you once held. The universe is gently prying your fingers off attachments that are too small for who you're becoming. Letting go is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of receiving blessings. Most people think it means becoming passive, resigned, or indifferent. But true surrender is actually the most powerful position you can occupy. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you become available to possibilities you never could have imagined. Think of it like this. Imagine you're holding a handful of coins, gripping them so tightly that your knuckles are white. Someone approaches with a bag of gold, wanting to pour it into your hands, but your hands are full, your fists are closed, and there's no room for the gift. The giver doesn't force it. They wait patiently for you to open your hands. This is what the universe does with blessings. It waits for you to create space, and the only way to create space is to release what you're clutching from the past. Old dreams that no longer fit, relationships that have run their course, identities that no longer serve you. The release might feel like falling, like losing control, like dying a small death. And in a way it is. But what you discover in the letting go is freedom. Suddenly, you're no longer chained to specific outcomes. You're not begging for particular doors to open because you trust that the right doors will present themselves at the perfect time. This surrender transforms you from someone who chases blessings into someone who attracts them. The desperation disappears. The anxiety fades. In its place rises a quiet confidence that whatever is meant for you will find you, and whatever isn't meant for you was never really yours to begin with. The revolution from within now comes the most profound sign that the universe is blessing you, and it's one that happens so gradually you might not notice it at first. You begin to change from the inside out. Not surface changes, not temporary improvements, but fundamental shifts in who you are and how you move through the world. Where you once needed constant validation, you now find your worth from within. Where you once reacted impulsively, you now respond thoughtfully. Where you once operated from fear, you now move from love. These aren't changes you forced or manufactured. They're the natural fruit of a soul that's been tended by divine hands. This inner transformation is like a tree growing new rings. Each season of challenge, each period of solitude, each experience of letting go has added another layer to your character. You become stronger but not harder, wiser but not cynical, more discerning but not judgmental. People around you begin to notice something different even if they can't articulate what it is. Your presence feels more grounded. Your words carry more weight. Your energy is calmer but more magnetic. You're not trying to impress anyone, yet people are drawn to you. You're not performing, yet you command attention. This transformation also brings remarkable clarity about what truly matters. Things that once seemed urgent now feel trivial. Drama that once consumed you now barely registers. You become allergic to toxic situations and naturally gravitating toward environments that nurture your growth. The most beautiful part of this inner revolution is that it changes how you love yourself and others. You stop trying to fix people and start accepting them. You stop performing for approval and start living authentically. You stop giving from emptiness and start sharing from overflow. This is when you realize that the blessing wasn't just something you were waiting to receive, it was something you were becoming. The universe wasn't just preparing to give you a gift, it was preparing you to be a gift. Living the blessing. Here's the truth that changes everything. You are not waiting for blessings to arrive. You are living in the blessing right now. Every challenge that strengthened you, every solitude that clarified you, every delay that prepared you, every surrender that freed you, every transformation that elevated you. These weren't obstacles to your blessing. They were the blessing itself. The universe doesn't bless you despite your struggles, it blesses you through them. Every difficult season was a curriculum designed specifically for your growth. Every closed door was protection from paths that wouldn't serve your highest good. Every moment of uncertainty was an invitation to develop unshakable faith. When you finally understand this, really understand it, you stop waiting for your life to begin and start recognizing that it's been unfolding perfectly all along. You don't need external validation to know you're blessed because the evidence is written in your character, reflected in your relationships, and embodied in the person you've become. The most powerful sign of divine blessing isn't what you have, it's who you are. And if you've grown through struggle, found peace in chaos, discovered strength in vulnerability, and learned to love without conditions, then you are already living in the blessing you once thought you were waiting for. The universe has been blessing you all along. You just needed to learn how to see with new eyes. And now that you know what to look for, you'll never miss it again. Welcome to your blessed life. It's been waiting for you to recognize it.